Uh-huh. Yeah. Shit. Grams leaders CC's pounds. Close cash, close call, close encounter, close up, pounds of liters of grams, get your dosed up, cut this up, post up, and get dosed up. This for them voted like the move and make the most of. Monday night at 8, I can't wait to set you straight. These opinions and debates, for them folk that can't relate. I gotta elevate your mind through these signs of the time. Dishing out that medication for that deaf, dumb, and blind. And I ain't hard to find, you can catch me for nobody that ain't got good intentions. I'm really live for my people and I'm here to make a change. I got that true serum hooked directly to your vein. Hey, this is for my people, tune in, catch a close up, close up, close up, a close up, grams of it, tune in, liters of it, close up, pounds of it, pounds of it, yeah, grams of it, liters of pounds, get your dose, dose,
Pew pew pow 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 pow, all them sound effects, yeah. What's happening? Here we go. It's Monday.
That's right.
It's 8. I'm Dose.
That's right.
AKA Sharpshooter.
That's
You
right.
just heard Lab pop something off.
Just a couple.
And then to my right, I got the lovely Miss Peter showed up again on y'all funky feet ass. But yeah, she showed up like she said she was. We're gonna have a weekend recap like we normally do.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh man, I had a wonderful weekend.
Mm.
The main focus of my weekend I want to get was when I came back down through here.
The family got together.
Yeah,
for the holidays.
We had a gathering, man. I got a chance to meet the Misfits Media Group family.
That's right.
And man, it was wonderful. You know, I already told Miss Gemini she already know this coming. She tried to get me drunk, y'all, I believe. You know, she made me 2 drinks, man. That first drink, I was like, oh, okay, you put me on to something. Right. That second drink, she tried to put me out. I'm like, hold on here now. You know, I asked for a shot, not a fifth.
Right.
But you know, that was cool.
That was all right, wasn't it?
Uh-huh. And so, actually, before I pass this thing over to P real quick and let her chime in, I just wanted to run down a quick shout out because I actually got the names and the times of, you know what I'm saying, some of my colleagues' shows.
Okay.
And I want to start leading by example and do what I said I was going to do. I wasn't just capping and drinking, y'all.
Let me say something for you. Yesterday on Shan's show, when I put out the text said, call, she said, I know who gonna call. I said, who? She said, those gonna call. That's the first person gonna call. And sure enough, you called.
Yeah. I mean, well, you know, I did that out of respect, and once again, like, I'm a man of my word.
Right.
And just based off of what you were just saying off camera, you know what I'm saying, what you're going to have going on here, we got some new things going on.
Right.
So my name going to be example for the day, and I'm going to set one.
Right.
So with that being said, we got Miss Gemini, and she has a show called Miscommunications Talk Podcast. That comes on at Tuesday at 8 p.m. If you guys like and you listen to me, well, you know, I'm sending her a shout out. How about y'all check her out one time?
Right. That's right.
All right. I believe what you got CJ.
Right.
And he's Misfits of Comedy. He comes on Wednesday at 8 p.m. I already know he funny because the stuff he be saying in our little text messages and what he says on his shows. Right. Y'all might want to check him out too. Then we have Wiz with You High Yet podcast. All right, he's Friday at 8. Seems like everybody got this 8 o'clock thing. Monday at 8, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. All right, but Shantastic Storm was Sunday and at 5:30, and that's the one that I called in on, and I'm gonna call in again. I got some more songs I wanna request.
That's right. Westside Misfits comes on Sunday at 3, but not every Sunday. Maybe every other Sunday. We're trying to see if we can get that back going, but we'll figure that out. Open Mike ATL in the building. What's going on, B-Dot? He was here Saturday too. But yeah.
So how was your weekend, P?
My weekend was lovely. I too attended the the festivities as well.
Mm.
We had some interesting topics that went into play.
Mm.
Yeah, I was feeling the vibe. Very nice and cozy. Unlike an intimate setting, like I like that. Not like too big to where you can't really get to know each other and really hold a conversation and really be tuned in to what people are, what they have to say and what's going on as far as when they're podcasting, what their podcast is about, and those natures and things of just business that everybody have going, growing, and grooming.
I like the fact that you dove right in there. I was just sitting back watching to see what kind of host you like, because if you're timid when you do this podcast and stuff, you really can't be. But you really just dove in there and had a conversation with everybody, which was great. Because to be honest with you, myself, Slick, Mix a lot, we always try to make this more of a family atmosphere than a business atmosphere. And that's what we want. We want to get together. We want to talk. We want to drink. We want to have a good time, eat some food. See what we can do to make each other better and make each other grow. Because, like I always say, we're not trying to grow on you. We're trying to grow with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, hold on 1 second. What's going on, Zone for Business? King David out now. We're gonna shout you out.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
King David.
Most definitely appreciate you. Ms. Mixler said it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure chilling with y'all.
Yeah.
Definitely. Same here.
With that beautiful baby y'all had over here too.
Yeah.
I got a chance to take him outside. Yeah, I sure enough did.
How you did?
She sobered up like a mug just to do that. I'm like, hey.
I love babies. They so precious.
That's right.
To the world.
But anyway, we had a good time. I appreciate everybody coming through, talking and sitting a while, and just fellowshipping with each other, because we won't know what each other's ideas are for the future if we don't talk to each other.
Right.
It's good to have a podcasting network, but if we don't know what each podcast is about, and I try to have podcasts about different subjects, so that when people tune into our podcast, they can actually see something different on each individual night. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes it better. It makes it better if you say, I can watch comedy, Wednesday, and then comedy say, well, you need to take out Dose on Monday, because their audience is not going to be the same as your audience.
Right.
And if we can pull them all together, the views will be more. It's difficult sometimes, but we do the best we can. But I appreciate you joining us, Sweetpea. It's great to have you on the couch today, and the last time you was here too, because we need a little softness in the room.
Some spice too.
We Dose hard. We got
Oh my God, Dose is hard.
Hey, what can I say?
He was hard on me before coming over here.
Okay.
Hey man, but I want results though.
I was like, oh my God.
Right.
It's P. Don't do me like that.
But she here, y'all. That's why I'm hard, because I want her to be here.
Right.
And she is, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate her for that. And we're gonna piggyback all off of this, because actually what we experienced Saturday was pretty much some awesome ass energy transfer. On our show, we've talked about like networking, communicating. We talked about ethics and morals. A lot of that leads to energy transfers. Some of them can be positive, some of them can be negative. It just depends on the people that you have around you, sometimes the environment, sometimes your mood, what you've grown up, how your parents can pass it on. In different ways. You can see it in body language. Some people are just upright out with it. But and it doesn't always have to be with intimacy, but we're going to get on that as well.
Right. It also comes at different various times in your life as well. So when you different seasons, and they say sometimes we change like the weather in the seasons. And that is true, because we are inhabited with nature as well.
Well, let me ask you a question, and we talked about this off air, both of you all. Do you think, like, say if you're in a happy mood and you come into a room with somebody whose energy is not very, or so not happy, do you think you could take on that feeling? You start feeling down, and you think to yourself, wow, I'm feeling so bad now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Especially when you have a bond with those people, like your kids. You're around your children 24/7. Likewise, your kids around you too. So you would know immediately if they're not in a cheerful mood than they normally would be.
Okay.
And that's pretty much, I feel like, with anybody that you're around, you could pay attention to the different changes of emotions a person is going through.
Oh, okay. Miss Mix-a-Lot says energy transfers are real, and some people take it for granted.
A lot of people take energy transfer for granted. They don't think that it's actually real.
Or a lot of times people are just selfish and they're not necessarily tapped into their subconscious, so they're not understanding either the vibe that they're putting out or what they're doing to someone else. Because either they're so used to something negative or what's going on wrong or that type of energy around them that when they disperse it to someone else, they don't recognize how it affects them, or that's just their way of life.
They don't recognize they being narcissistic.
I mean, a lot of people don't.
Hey. I mean, because pretty much that's what it is. But I really feel like, too, people display that, but you always have a time to yourself to reflect on everything in life. I don't care what. So in that moment of time, there's a moment of truth you have with yourself. So in that moment of truth you have with yourself and discerning that too, you've already pretty much like have summing up, hey, I'm gonna be vindictive today. I'm just gonna wear a chip on my shoulder all day today. I just don't even care. If a person can sit up here and go out their way to the ends of whip to put a smile on my face, if it's not coming from with here, then you can't do it.
Okay. Slick says, welcome, Sweetpea. She says,
hey.
if you are around negative people, that negativity can rub off on you.
It can, most definitely.
The tongue is deadly too.
They say, you know, back in the old school, we was taught to be careful what you say. If you don't have anything good to say, don't say nothing at all. So, because once you release it out in the air, it's combining with the energy in the air and it's transferring on to whatever object it's going to click on to.
Yeah. You know, girls tell me my tongue deadly. They say that's the best part about me. But anyway, moving on.
Way? in which way?
All right,
so when you are in, like, let's say teams or group projects or something like that, or work, that type of environment, there's going to be energy transfers, and a lot of times they may not necessarily be equal. Like meaning you may have your boss or your management telling you to do certain things and you feel like, well, they don't understand how I feel because they don't do what I do.
Right.
And the superiority may at some point rub off on you the wrong way. Or how is it that you are able to maintain and manage maybe something professional, or just maintain your calm around people that you know don't like you, and you know that they don't like you by the way that they're putting the energy out there, but you still have to be in a particular environment where you have to endure that.
Yeah, that's true. Do you all think that you can wake up with bad energy?
Hell yeah, they say waking up on the wrong side of the bed.
Right, because I wake up sometimes already in a bad mood. Like I wake up I can mess up my own day as soon as I wake up. The day is done.
And some of us don't admit that. The first person you greet is yourself, what's supposed to. That besides God, you know, after that you're supposed to greet yourself. Because if you don't do your daily routine of hygiene, you know, if you go to your bathroom, who's the reflection looking at you?
I'm not a morning person, but I'm happy when I wake up and all my limbs work and everything is okay, and I'm going to the hospital to work rather than going to the hospital to check in that bitch. So with that being said, I mean, I can go either way, meaning like the way you greet me can affect how I respond to you, or I can just still be on a wavelength where I'm okay and not have to speak at all.
Okay.
And that's the thing that some people don't understand. Like I say, when they like impose their hello on you and shit, like they don't know what you done went through. I'm serious. They don't know what you, man. Y'all know. I'm like, man, it's finna get real now. But
no, I get it. I work in customer service. So that's my job to greet you. And I get a lot of But then too, when it comes to, like you say, the energy transfer by Tyler Reed to me, that smile is contagious.
That's true.
And when I'm smiling at you, and I'm just like, hey, how are you doing today?
That's why I wear a mask.
Some of them be like, give me the look.
Yeah.
And then when they look at me and they see the sparkling eyes and the smile, they don't have no choice. And then when I'm actually doing my job and encountering with them, letting them know too, I'm just not passing you by,
right?
Because I have to check their ID. And some people want to know if you actually really looking at their ID.
Right?
How old am I?
Right.
But see, check this out, P. You have to understand the environment that you're in, where you're greeting them at. Some people greeting somebody at the hospital. How you doing today?
Not really, because I'm selling liquor.
Thank you. So somebody drinking, you're gonna have fun with that. You're gonna get some draws with that. You could be depressed.
I had a grouchy old man that came in that was like, I need a fifth of it.
And he got that thing, and I bet he felt better.
Hold on. He was like, she don't know what it is I want. She don't know.
But that's the thing. He can, on his own power, come in there and buy that shit. We dealing with people.
He couldn't though. That was the thing. Shit. He couldn't even buy it. He didn't even have ID. Somebody was in there buying that for him, and he. And was
you
rude.
Sold it.
The lady told him to, hey sir, be patient, like calm down. She's doing her job. She don't know what she did.
Yeah, he sound drunk.
He got what he came in the store looking for. He left out happy.
Miss Mix-a-Lot saying, when I wake up, I try very hard to make sure I don't ruin my own day. Yeah, I try hard, but sometimes I just don't damn succeed.
And that's the thing too. When you wake up, a lot of times it don't be you. It be where you going and what you got to do.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You be happy as hell, but you know you going to some people where their energy transfer ain't gonna match yours. So how you supposed to leave the house?
But it's still you.
Clearly, but I'm still affected by my surroundings.
The individual, but you already done planted that in your head.
Shit,
you just already planted that energy of seed in your head before, because you went to sleep with it on your mind.
No, I didn't. You wake up every day trying to be positive, right? So let's say you wake up every day. You wake up every day, right? And you know where you going. Let's say you left a clean slate. But when you get there, there's some boo-boo there every time you come in. Do you want to come in at least one time with no boo-boo? But if you wake up and you know it's been boo-boo there every time, right? Then that's what your mind is going to perceive. You know it's there. It's like you're not failing yourself. The situation is failing you. But I will.
It matter. You gotta change
it's gonna still be there.
Well, you can actually
change your perspective how you look at it.
You can actually have a positive perspective. I'm like I used to work in law firm.
Shit, me.
Some days when I'm getting ready to go to that job, I'm like, man, them people so petty at that job. I'm like, oh my God, Jesus, you know what? I gotta shake this stuff off.
Right.
I got some
stuff
to do.
But the people around you can't affect that ability to shake it off, because it's like a battle. Man. So when you're in battle, it's constantly things that's being thrown at you and you're being hit by, even though you're trying to shake it off. You're trying to block here, block there.
Which is what
again, that's when that mind has to. You gotta, just like we have to put our mind to the test when we're being tested with getting things done. Where we feel like, God, I know good and well, if it weren't from you and the strength of me sitting up here, not even calling out the name, but just your growing. You hear the pain and what I'm going through. You feel it. You see it. That energy is already brewing to change. Like I say, people can set out to do bad things for you, but in my mind, I go out every day. I pray before I go out into the world, and even when I see that energy is coming my way, I take a beat. And I pray to turn and shift that energy around for the better of my favor and my good, for mine.
Yeah, but you also know that,
and I gotta do the necessary to shift that energy as well. So I gotta go in here again, tunnel vision.
Yeah, but
so
sometimes tunnel vision ain't good when you walking in a pit of a den of thieves and a pit viper. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
So that's when your faith kick in. So y'all listen here.
Shit, me.
You can have all the faith in the world.
Exactly. It's not gonna change the environment.
Oh man, see, y'all ain't read about the lion. Y'all ain't read about Daniel in the lion's den.
We live in that. We don't gotta read it.
Okay then. So if y'all living it, then imagine he was in a den, in a cave, nowhere to go for real.
This is all we're trying to say with the energy transfer.
He summoned.
Slick say jealous people will fuck everything.
This is what I have to say when it comes to the energy transfer.
Slick says that jealous people will fuck everything up.
So, with your when it's energy transfer, you have to look at it like this. A lot of times you see a person. You don't see when that person is standing in line, let's say at the cafe, and they don't have what the man want to order. He done waited I don't know how long, half his break gone. But before that, let's say he rode the train, sitting by somebody, cursing, smelling like piss, all this other stuff. You see what I'm saying? You don't see all these energies bouncing off this particular person in one day. All right. So you got the train ride there. Somebody pissed him off, whatever. Or you got to go to a different station because something shut down at one station. Then you get there, like I say, you at the cafe, energy transfer. They ain't got what you need. The person behind the counter got a little attitude. By the time you get to the register, you wait and they got an attitude. Boom. You get all that out of the way. Then you get somewhere else and now somebody else got an attitude that you got to deal with. So with all of that being said, it's like, but it's daily though.
Your move. See, the difference is you're moving through physical energy, but not spiritual energy at the same time. So not only that, we have to navigate. We got to navigate in the world. There are some people who don't care to even navigate or even go outside because they don't even want to be tainted. They know what's outside. They live by strategic habits every day and routines as
That's
well.
me.
They are disciplined.
I'm not a very outside person. But I will go outside. You get what I'm saying?
But necessary things you need to go outside.
When I need to go to the store, if I need to do something, go get something to eat or whatever the case. If it's something specific I need to do, I'll do.
Right.
But I'm not just going to just go outside just to go outside.
So there are those who know, how to shield themselves from those things because they already know their energy, their temperament, and how they are.
So let's say that's just saying.
Hey, so we got, you said spiritual energy, right? All right. First of all, I mean, I'll go for that. I'll say spiritual energy. But why would you want to use that out? Like I say, if you going in some regular environments that necessarily might not necessarily apply to. Like, I'm not always going to just be spiritual when I'm going to work as far as that, or spiritual in particular.
Do you mean spiritual like we praise and Holy Ghost and we sit
well, you said spiritual energy, so to me that's that's like you tap, but it's certain times you tap into that to particular, like, okay, in other words, ain't nobody just gonna be burning sage when they go to the McDonald's, just burn the sage.
People do. Some people have sage in their cars with them.
But
some people carry it in their purses. Some people carry it in their little pouches.
So have you seen someone literally burn it in the store and walk around with it? Because if they do, then I'm like, now your energy is a little bit too forceful. You see what I'm saying? Like, don't know you putting your spiritual on somebody, just like those people that might be Bible thumping. Like, everybody don't want that, and that's not necessarily a time where that's always needed.
I'm about to sit up here and take a Bible out or chant some passages. I'm talking about, again, my spiritual connection. Like, when you pray, you meditate, those things, those powers being that you do to use before you go forth the world, so that you'll be covered.
I mean,
and moving and transitioning outside into the light of the world. That's what I'm talking about as far as spiritual mean. I don't mean I'm finna go outside and preach a sermon.
When you say that, right, that right there is cherish and means something to me. So I wouldn't want anyone just to trigger that out of me just because. When I do those things so I can succeed and make manifestations in life.
Yeah,
I don't do those things because somebody bounced a transfer off of me. That's why I'm saying it.
Know that. I'm saying.
And that's what I'm saying. So
there are people that equate their spiritual rituals as far as transfer energy goes, so they'll be protected when they sit up, when they do certain things in life, not as far as everything is just a physical energy reaction. A lot of things are formed from spiritual beings, just like our ancestors and our descendants and things and our angels that we pray for. That's the spiritual realm that I'm talking and speaking on as far as energy transfer go. But I'm not talking about taking a Bible and beating somebody upside the head and trying to force my religious belief on them.
Now we know you're not talking about that, but you know that you navigate the physical world first before you navigate the spiritual. You navigate in the physical. That's just automatic. When you wake up, you are in the physical world. Now, you may gather your spiritual essence and your spiritual energy once you wake up and you pray. You go inside and say, okay, Jesus, help me out today. Help me make it move through these demons and snakes and all that. Right. Let me get it going. You go brush your teeth, take a shower, whatever you got to do to get the day started. You've already pretty much covered yourself at the beginning.
I've already put forth the energy out there that I want to put forth into the world before my physical being go out there and present its energy. Let me say that,
but as you are walking through the physical, your armor, your cover, the spiritual covering is being not bombarded, sliced, cut, hit, everything all day long, because that's just what happens within the physical world. Now, for you, nothing may not get through because you have a very solid coat of armor. But for some of us, some stuff gets through because it just happens. Some of our armor is just not as strong as yours may be. But that's when the energy becomes a negative. That is when the energy becomes negative and becomes a liability to that person, because it becomes draining. You get what I'm saying? So it's not that we go out and we wake up, we say today's gonna be a bad day. Well, we do wake up and realize that we are going to move through the physical, and it can be a bad day, because we have to go by experiences. If the last 4 days have been terrible days, what makes me think the 5th day is not going to be just as bad? And I prayed all them other 4 days when I woke up and got my spiritual cover going, and it still ended up to be a bad day.
That's what breaks your spirit when you start trying to believe that what's not actually happening on a realistic basis. Then once your spirit is broken, you fucked. But hey, like I
agree with him on that.
Cause I'm saying this because I'm living it. What I'm saying is like this: when I go and I expect a different result 100 times out of 100 times, and that result is not what I'm praying on, and fuck the spiritual now, cause you not on my level spiritually. You not gonna change it. Me praying ain't gonna change it. So what has to change is me thinking that it's going to be what I think is what I want it to be. I have to accept the fact that this ain't going to happen the way I have no control over it. Now, and that's how you don't break your spirit. If you keep believing and keep praying on it, and it never, ever happens, kind of like slavery. If you pray on it, but you don't move, you pray on it and you don't act on it, then it's going to be what it is. When you act on it and move on it and break that shit, break the cycle of it.
Do you believe that you also have to move things out your way in the physical? And
you have to sit back and reevaluate yourself again. It all starts with self. Again, I get what you said about self too. I have rolled over out the bed numerous times, had started off like, oh my God, like I got a whole list of tasks stuff I gotta do today. Like how I'm gonna get it done. So hey P, take 4, 5, 10 minutes. Hey God, how we gonna get this done today? Right. Hey, I need strength. I'm doing the necessary, what it takes for me to boost my energy to that point I need it to be before I go introduce it out to the world. Okay. Because I don't want to bring forth no negative energy. It's already somebody else doing that.
But do you take it on sometimes though? I mean, I can't see anybody moving through the physical world and not taking on.
Of course, we are humans. Energy. We live in a duality life. Okay. You would sit up here and be like a robot or an alien if you don't take on or you have not felt any of that. But what I'm saying is I know me and I know what I want in life. I know what I want to present out into the universe, and I know what I want to come back to me. Right. So I'm gonna do the necessity, what it takes for me to sacrifice whether if it's bad at that moment in time or the period being, but I know where I'm trying to go and aim to reach for. I'm not going to sow no bad seeds.
Right. I get what you're saying, and I 100% agree with what you're saying. But what I'm trying to get the understanding of, and when we're talking about energy transference, what's going on, Miss Gemini? Well, we talk about energy transference. Well, I just want to. I don't want to.
Cheers to you, Miss Gemini.
That because you do take on negative energy, that you may be weak in that cause. But you also, I guess what I'm trying to get is that we're just human.
We are.
And we take on things and we experience things differently. Now, you have a pretty good, strong coat of armor. I'm not going to lie to you. If you could take it on and focus like that, it's
for some of us, we were the life cycle of process.
Right. And I've been through a lot of stuff.
We were put here in those cycles to do some of those things and take on some of those things. You know, my thing is the picture is way bigger than P.
Right.
So
way bigger than Lab, way bigger than Dose.
It's way
it's a
bigger
picture.
Right.
Right.
So I have to not be selfish all the time about, because man, if I could, please, I would stay somewhere isolated. Oh, I could really live in Alaska. I could really live somewhere off skirt in a cabin in the middle of the woods where it's a stream or creek somewhere, some water where I can still survive. I'm cool with that.
I'm good with that.
I don't have to have no landline. I don't have to have nobody. And I got some music, a little bit of some electrical goings on. I'm good.
This makes a lot of sense. You have to cleanse yourself often. You have to clean yourself often.
You have to detox.
Most definitely. And I think that's the part I'm trying to get at.
Man, really what you gotta do is distance yourself from the folks that ain't on the same wavelength now. Like for 2025, man, a lot of people gonna be mad at me, but I'm gonna be laughing at this shit because it's like I've done so much to help people, man, that at this point in time now, if the people that I'm helping either can't help me or can't help themselves, then I have to move on now. For the simple fact, like that transfer, if you're around people that are always going to transfer needing something from you, rather than actually being able to transfer something of supporting you, helping you, when you fall back, who do you have to depend on? I'm always looking forward anyway.
Right.
But I do want to be able to fall back or at least reach to the side and somebody can, you know what I'm saying, prop me up, because
and that's what P was saying. She was saying that's when you step back and you reflect and say, man, I'm helping all these people. Who can I call if I need some help?
But that's the thing. These people gonna be like,
some stuff you gotta.
They're gonna be mad at me, man.
Remove some of those things that's weighing you down to where you cannot elevate and fly and soar.
If you got bricks on your wings, you'll never be able to fly, because you gotta let. That's why me personally, when it comes to friendship, I'm very, very, very selective. And I sit back and I may help you out. I may do this. I may do that. But I also sit back, listen, and pay attention. And if I feel like in any type of way that you're trying to play me or that you may be trying to get over on me, I will let you go. I don't have any problems with not calling nobody or not texting nobody.
Yeah, there's no need to have no drawn out any of that.
We don't have to do long goodbyes.
We just gonna separate that energy.
Right. I like Slick says, everybody can't come. Some people got to be removed. Most definitely.
A lot of people, but you know what? Who's gonna do that? The universe and God is too.
Right.
When you are steadfast.
But sometimes you can move them a little bit. You can push them to the door. You can push to the door a little bit.
A little too slow.
Right. Yeah. Yes, Miss Gemini.
Yeah, we already said you tried to get me drunk. We already said that. We got that out at the beginning, Miss Gemini. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I said I asked for a shot, not a fifth. We got on you already, Miss Gemini. We know your show. Come on, hold on. Let me look at my notes. I think you are Tuesday at 8. Miscommunications Talk podcast.
Oh, yes.
Trying to get your boy lit, y'all. So when y'all look at Miss Gemini show,
what's crazy? What's funny is she reminds me of my cousin.
She does.
Yes.
Miss Gemini's a sweet person.
So much, like she could be in my family.
You know, and I'm the type of person who picks up on energy too.
Right.
And I can tell when a person is genuine. Or sometimes I can tell when I feel like, you know what?
You're doing too much.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because you just know. But
it's not genuine.
And it doesn't happen often for me. And sometimes I get it wrong. Don't get it wrong. Sometimes I get it wrong.
We get a lot of things wrong.
You know, but when you just feel a person's energy, you look at a person and you see that they're doing the very best that they can with what they have. Mm-hmm. You know, and with me being
there's some kind of genuine,
right,
authenticity there,
right.
Yeah.
Miss Gemini said, "Oh my God,
don't do that now." Hey, she was like, she ain't trying to get me drunk. I was like, tell that.
Crazy?
I told her to tell that to my cup, man. All that shit you put in there.
Podcasting.
I'm talking about, man. She turned into a bartender quick on me. I was like, damn.
Gemini's fun.
Where the tip? Where the tip cup at? Where your tip
jar?
I
have a Gemini daughter. And she actually really could fit in my family. Like, no lie.
She could fit your family?
She really could. She reminds me of my cousin.
Miss P was giving me that. Who is this itch look?
Oh, shit.
That's that west side. That's that west side. You know, women from the west side of Atlanta look hard. See? They just hard folks, man.
But I'm so soft. I'm so soft, though. Right? Like,
she had them colorful drinks.
Right. She said the women from the west side of Atlanta just hard. You gotta be around them a little bit, Miss Gemini. Then you be like, you know what? That's just her resting bitch face. That's all it is.
Not resting
you
bitch.
You called it. Oh, man. You called it. But, hey, I didn't think that I was... Damn. See? It's always good, too. Like, I didn't think that I was giving out that impression.
That's just the way she looked. No. I know. That's why I asked you what you do.
I'm feeling the I'm scoping it out.
But see that energy right there. See, Miss Gemini just hit up. That was the energy you was giving off. You didn't even know it. She picked up on it, but it wasn't even negative energy. It was just how you are as a person. And sometimes those things right there could be
misconstrued.
It could be misconstrued as
well. Misconstrued. Screwed up. Yeah.
Right, like no. Yeah. I'm so bubbly.
Right.
Oh shit, I need to be.
I'm a feminist. To the heart of me being one. God knew he was doing when he created this woman over here. Like,
so what
like
other
for real.
We talking about those? We didn't just took over your little.
Oh no, man, y'all go ahead. I'm over here just looking at notes and shit, drinking and whatever, minding my own business. I mean, you know, no.
I think he wants you to fix him another one of them drinks, girl.
Hey, to do that,
if he wasn't driving, I think he would have drunk that.
I probably would have, you know what I'm saying? But I'd have probably still been on lab couch by now.
That's how you.
Because I'm trying to tell you, like I say, when I saw that, I was like, damn, is she going to put a chaser in that bitch or something? Right. I'm not a wino, am I? Damn.
Jeez.
I love it, though.
Yeah.
I felt it, though, too. Like, it was like me being around my family.
It's
like,
always
really, like, that's how my family and I are. Like I said, like, you know, we're around, they know. The singers in the building,
right?
Put something on past the mic. We having a good old time. Like, hey, we join each other. We call each other out on our spit.
But that's
nobody
all
gets
positive
mad,
energy.
though.
That's energy, though.
Right.
It's all the stuff we talking about is about this topic because we all give out energies. I give out bad energy sometimes. I know I do, and I can tell when I'm doing it. And I try my best not to
share it.
Right. Try my best not to share it. And even Slick, when she has bad energy, she has to go away for a couple of days.
Me too.
She separates herself.
So
and at first I didn't understand.
What's your sign?
Sagittarius.
Oh yeah. My mom, we're like two peas in a pod. I'm a fish. Like I definitely understand.
Slick a Pisces too.
Yeah, like I'm very empath. I'm March 9th.
Yeah, hers March 16th.
Oh, see, yeah, we very intuitive.
Right.
Empath too. So like, God gave us the gift of understanding, like to understanding to where people don't even understand us. It's crazy. It's like how an awesome understanding of you and what you have going on, but you can't even sit up here and see the reflection on the same side because the shoe is on another foot. But you have to know too. Like again. the person that you are.
Mm-hmm. Right. You have to know you before you can understand anyone else. Most
and
definitely.
And you too gotta know too that everybody does not have the same properties and everything inside of them that you have. Mm-hmm. Some people want it. Mm-hmm. They want to know how to, tack into that core of themselves to have that strength to not, display angry or negative energy mm-hmm. because of the cards that they've been dealt with in life, and they feel like, there's not no pot of gold or rainbow on the other end of mm-hmm. the thunderstorm, the dark, the cloudness, the walking in the jungle, all those negative things in life. But there's a person like P that prays for people like them.
Right, most definitely.
So, with energy transferring, as far as parenting goes, what seems to baffle me from time to time would be, I have a
Mike ATL said Pisces are mental cases.
Yeah, we all have mental cases. So we're not about to go there with the.
Yeah, we ain't letting no a zodiac sign ain't gonna define no sanity or not, there, bruh. But hey man. But like I was saying, as far as parenting, I have a friend that preaches in the jail system, and he's preaching to someone who has a brother that's incarcerated and a mother that's incarcerated. So it's two sons and a mother. So I'm like, at what point of watching this energy, at what point of when you raise someone, at what point when you're not actually on the outside looking in, you're in here seeing these things, seeing bad things happen to your relatives that teach you certain things, because obviously it isn't good. When does it kick in, to possibly try to do something positive for yourself or to not follow that path? I mean, and that's like,
generational
exactly,
curses.
I was just going to say, they call it a curse. You see what I'm saying? And a curse, as we know, that word in itself ain't good. Mm-hmm. So, and it's been tossed out to people like, and as a kid, you can see certain things that mom, dad doing or that you doing, because teachers or certain people may look at you and you try to correct that.
Right.
So at what point do they understand that the transfer of energy or the life that they're living or the path that they're doing just ain't it?
Well, for me, as a child of someone, a mother who had her issues, what I spoke about a lot on these shows, on these podcasts, like P say, sometimes the individual has to know that this is not the path I want to go down, and they have to try to do things to not go down that path. When I was growing up, I said, you know what? Because how I was living wasn't it for me. So I knew that I didn't want to be an adult living that way too. Right. So I tried to do things to adjust myself and to make sure that I didn't have to live that. And then when I started having children, I definitely didn't want them to live that same way, So sometimes you have to be a strong individual to know and to see what's going on and say to yourself, that's not what I want to do. That's not who I want to be. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? That's not how I want to live the rest of my life. I may have grew up this way, but I don't necessarily have to grow further this way. That's why I always get upset when people say that they're a product of their environment. No, you don't necessarily have to be a product of your environment.
It's either or.
Right,
you can be a product, or you're going to become different in your environment. Right. Either so you're going to like it or you're not.
Right.
Would you say that you see less and less people that have your mentality in this society now as we, progress?
Actually, I'm going to say no.
So
I'm going to say that I see a lot more. Now, don't get me wrong. I think a lot more of the younger people now that's coming up in the society today are not going to put up with stuff that we put up with as far as jobs and stuff like that. They not going to stay in no job for 5 years and get treated like crap. They're going to stay there for 5 minutes and you won't see them tomorrow.
Right.
Which is kind of some traits we should have took on when we were younger, and maybe you will feel better about a lot of things, because I'm not going to accept you treating me any kind of way. You get what I'm saying? Just for this little check.
Just for money, for some money.
We didn't have that because, we like, well, we got to take care of this, we got to take care of that. They are not doing that. They're not doing that kind of stuff. They're not accepting no more than what they think they are worth.
But everyone's situations were not the same.
Right.
Either.
Exactly.
Because I was, I wasn't doing that.
Right.
Growing up working.
Shit, I did.
I grew up working. I
grew up working.
Getting that shit. But we got to y'all want a nigga with money, so
having to do that, you know what I mean? Like had to do that, like no,
I had to.
I had to.
I had to get that thing. I gotta get money.
See what I mean? For some people, the situation was different.
Right.
For some, because of how the cards was played out to them.
If I wanted clothes, I needed to work.
No. I had to because I want shit. So I have to pay for it, and I want what I have to pay for.
He wanted.
So I'm gonna get my shit.
But if you hadn't, would you still been able to eat? Would you still been had a
he was gonna
not what I wanted and not how I wanted.
That's not three hots in the cot. What you've been able see for me, it was different. If I did not work, there was no food on the table. Period. It had nothing to do with. It had nothing to do with what I wanted to get. That was later on down the line. It was pretty much just to survive
right then and there
today.
Hey, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like
for that day.
Today is the day.
We're talking from 3 generation perspective.
Right.
Well, 2 generation perspectives though.
Right.
Because you and I are in the same generation.
Right.
We're not too far behind.
Right.
So like
I had to get it. It was just when I was younger, it wasn't necessary. But once I became of working age, and I've been working since I was 15. Once I became of working age, there was there was no reason for me to be sitting at home hungry because I felt like I needed to go to work. Like it was just no reason for me not to be there. I went through that from 4 to 14. You get what I'm saying? I had 10 years of going 2 or 3 days without eating something or whatever, not knowing when I'm gonna eat. So that 15th year, I'm gonna go get it.
So I
clothes and all that stuff I wasn't worried about.
Was that
hey Southwest Middle School? I was like, Dad, I want some J's. His response was, do you have Jordan money? Because he didn't.
Right.
So next thing you know, I had some J's on.
I get that. I understand
and he didn't buy them.
Well, so your difference and my difference is a lot different.
Yeah.
Because my thing was, Mama, I need some. Can we fry some chicken today? Do you have some fried chicken money?
But here go the thing, though. Here go the thing, though.
Right.
Here go the thing.
You trying to survive?
I had a need.
Hey, but here go the thing. It was other shit I wanted too.
I wanted a lot of stuff.
But no. I ain't talking about necessarily just that though. Like if you hungry at a certain time and you ain't have it,
you just
and
being
it ain't
spoiled.
Shitting me. What you talking about being spoiled? I had to get all that shit.
Let me ask you this, though. And we ain't trying to.
No, we ain't comparing struggle.
We just talking right now. I guess what I'm trying to get at, I get what you're saying, and I respect it. 100%.
Basically, what I had to do was keep niggas from joining me. That's all I had to do. So you get it. Now you get my point. I had to buy enough shit on my own. No the fuck they didn't. But keep letting your parents let your parents take the lead. Your ass gonna be in that motherfucker having therapy. I had to get enough shit so that on my own, so that I didn't have to worry about nobody joining me, and I'm good.
Right.
And then I might have to buy my lunch a time or two.
That your energy was focused on you making a appearance for other people not to join you.
No, my shit is I have
so
here we go. No. Here we go with this because I'm a parent. Here we go with this. And we talking about energy transfer, right? So here we go. So, hey, you show me someone that grew up in our time frame that did not get roasted for some bullshit.
Oh,
I didn't have time for nobody bullying my daughter. So we gonna get whatever the fuck we need to get so that you ain't got to get talked about.
I became a roasting pro because of that.
Exactly.
I can join with the best of them because I grew up doing that. That's, I mean,
you guys was
now, did you want to go through that?
The reason why some of those kids was at home fucking crying.
Exactly.
No,
but we didn't beat their ass.
Bullies.
No,
some
the
verbal
bullies
bullies.
now beat their ass. Man, shit, you could have sworn. Hey, we like knuckle you buck, my nigga. What you want to do?
These days are more verbal bullying than they are physical. These some scary ass children.
That's what we talking about. We zoned you. You could have got your ass whooped.
They got
how you want it?
And devices
you can't
to
say
hide
ass
behind.
on live.
Oh, you could have got. We could have squared up. We could have shot a fair one.
Right, you can't say that.
But see, that's what we talking about. You wanted us to talk about you.
What?
Did I say that?
No, he said.
You wanted us to talk about you, because if not, we form a circle. We can handle it that way, bro.
But I'm talking about that Joning and
the Joning and the fight.
Right. That we are not we that wasn't happening when I was growing up. The bullying wasn't happening when I was growing up. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you.
But did you get roasted if you had some Jeepers on?
Well,
if you wearing Wranglers,
I guess
in a little small group of people pick and point and laugh. But it wasn't extreme of bullying though.
I didn't get roasted for that. And the reason why is because when I was growing up, I had friends in my neighborhood. And when I say friends, I mean that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
some
they
of y'all
give you some clothes.
The same shit.
Yeah, they give you clothes. Like my best friend's mom, when she would buy him shoes, she would buy me shoes. But there were certain times where I wasn't around them. So if I'm not over in that neighborhood, if I'm not staying in that area, my mom's not living in that area, this month,
you ain't getting that benefit.
I got to figure out what I'm gonna do. Yeah. So if I'm in that area, then great.
You good.
But if I'm not in that area, then I gotta get it how I live.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
And getting it how you live.
Times than not that I wasn't in
survival
that area.
of the fittest.
You might have to fight just because you got on some bullshit. You see what I'm saying?
But
somebody starts.
But I get what you're saying, because once I started working and I started getting things like, I was in high school at 12. I graduated high school at 15.
That goes
Albert Einstein.
You know what I'm saying? So
all this y'all talking about goes back to how how effed up society and people
we didn't make the rules
as far as, but you ain't gotta live by these rules.
Shit, me.
Out
that's
here
the energy
in
survival of the fit
in the society, though. No, because to me right now, you're talking about you'll conduce yourself to whatever society throw out here to us, and apparently we do.
Slick says, I never was bullied. I was a crowd. Open mic ATL beat out says Planet Dozens wasn't bullying.
I wish
that
somebody would bully me.
Exactly.
I think Planet Dozens when I grew up was the Dozens. We called it Joning when I was
roasting Joning.
And we still do. We calculating my family right now, but we're gonna Jone each other, and to us that's a little bit of
you did not want us to Jone you. You did not. Hey, but you bet, man. Shit. You did not want. You did not want a West Side nigga joning you. Hey. You will never. You won't graduate, damn near. I know that. That's why she say that. She ain't from the West Side. Hey, man.
You see my disposition and my demeanor right now.
You do not want nobody from the West Side joning you. You will not pass a. Hey, we made motherfuckers transfer. On God, on phone them, and they'll say, "Man, look,
y'all were picking on the weak kids." That's
no,
why.
we were not.
Yes, y'all were.
Shit. We come from Fat and them. You already know who Fat and them, man. Fat and family. We join with all them, man.
We're the best of them.
Shit,
exactly.
And then we tell you do not want no parts of that. You don't want no smoke.
Y'all transferring Joan and energy. We would need to move on. Miss Gemini said,
"I ain't Joan yet. We ain't got Joan."
But I'm not like Mike Jones back then. But I'm not. I'm like Mike Jones back then. They didn't want me.
Now you hide you all on. They all on you.
But I get what you're saying. But I'm just saying the energy that we deal with on a daily basis, from growing up as a 10-year-old to a 14-year-old kid and starting to get work and starting to figure out what I'm going to do from a daily basis. And don't get me wrong. Once I got 15. That was my first year in college. You know what I'm saying? Like, man. Things change. Things get. So I went through.
No. Say that again.
Once I got 15, that next summer I was in college. You get so things
Boy, I don't
changed.
know what you was doing, man. Boy, you sound like Carter G. Woodson in this bitch.
Hey,
But,
you see, I had to tell him to take it back one
Yeah,
time. Like,
no,
that was
Hold
my first semester in Morehouse. But I didn't stay that long. I moved back to Chicago. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
so
I had to go through high school, and in Chicago we go in elementary school and from kindergarten to eighth grade in one school. We didn't change schools.
So you do know when you're younger you ain't got no filter,
different,
right?
Setting that you had to transition with, getting to knowing too. From
but I had that whole summer where I was getting that
then
check
coming down here to Atlanta,
right.
like,
and that's why I moved back home. I couldn't. The energy for me here was different than the energy than I had in Chicago. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The energy, I want to say, was just the shock and awe of it for me was different. Then I was down here with nobody I knew.
Right.
I didn't know anybody when I came here. Now, don't get me wrong. I always tell people, the guys at Morris Brown, the brothers and Mother Brown took very good care of me because I was so young, and they were trying to make sure I got the class and stuff, which is, fine. But just the environment for me and the energy that I received from the environment, and maybe me thinking, you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm down in the South, whatever. It didn't make me. I didn't last long. I couldn't take the bumps and bruises because I didn't have anywhere to hide from what I felt. So I had to go back home and graduate at the University of Illinois and all that stuff. But it was just a different energy for me.
You said taking the bumps and the bruises.
Right.
But hey, I'm trying 2-time lose. You gotta
and
let
then when I
it
went
go.
back home,
okay,
that's when I had that first child, and then we got married. But
facts of life.
Right.
I'm
right.
telling
Facts of
you,
life.
you take the good, you take the bad. Man, let me chill, man. Hey.
Slick say the early 90s was it in Atlanta.
Man, the 90s?
Yeah.
Everybody wanted
we
to be
were world
here
barn
in
and
the
everything.
90s.
Buckhead in the 90s, hey.
Man.
I wasn't here in the 90s.
You wasn't? I don't know what you
I
missed
moved
out.
down
Freaknik and all
You
that,
missed
bro. Oh,
everything
boy.
in the 90s. That was epic.
Yeah, I missed the freak.
You ain't no
that was
AT alien.
epic.
I missed the energy of the Freaknik.
I think
Yeah, you ain't no AT alien.
the show that covers all of that era is BMF right now. They really cover the heart of the harvest of the pivotal of Atlanta then.
I just know y'all can't let go of Freaknik. Like every time I talk to somebody about the 90s, they bring up Freaknik. Everybody bring up Freaknik. I just ain't never, it wasn't my thing.
All you had to do was just go to Stewart Avenue when it was Stewart Avenue, and you all right. I'm just saying. That was your Freaknik right there, to be honest with you. If you from the A.
That year
If you from the A. We really ain't missed too much because we was strip club city back then, and we still are now.
Club hopping.
So it's
not even just a strip club. Again, BMF, Big Meats, still Little Meats, everybody, they was running Buckhead there.
World bar action.
Hey, man.
Bell bottoms and shit.
I don't know nothing about none of that.
You don't know about bell bottoms?
I might know.
Outcast.
I don't know. I think I went to Bell
Club Kaya, SO, all that other shit back in the day.
559.
I used to get down at the SO.
I'm not a club
112.
person. I've never
You did
been.
an SO 112. I did it.
I've never been the person who taken the energy
and the
of the
World
club.
Bar.
559, you might have to fight, motherfucker.
No, you definitely gonna fight
That's
in
what I'm talking about.
559.
So
It
I'm
does
like,
not
man,
even
yeah,
in the inside or the outside. It does not even matter.
It wasn't on
I
my
be trying to make
repertoire
money.
to go to the club. I've never been that type of person. I've never been the type of person like, let's go out to the club tonight. It's just not gonna happen for me.
I don't say let's go out to the club tonight, but I'm always the one to get invited out to the club.
Right. Even if I get invited out, if I get invited out to the club,
being
I'm
from
still
a
thinking
music
trying to think of a
family,
reason why
I was
not to go.
Being in
I was
music,
security.
you in the entertainment world, you have to, because that's where the crowd, your audience, your fans are.
Excuse not.
I was just like, point them out in the club, point them out, send me over there. That's what my job was.
They say Freaknik 93, 94. It was money in
Atlanta. In Atlanta, man, yes.
That's back in the day when you had events all over the place.
We not finna keep talking about.
Yeah, we ain't
Atlanta.
doing all that.
This is
we know the energy of old Atlanta was
hot
on
Atlanta.
10. Was hot
We
Atlanta
gonna
was
talk
on,
about
was on 10. That's why
the
a lot
dirty
of these college people
South.
moved down here and then go back home.
The dirty South.
And when Freaknik people came down and then go home.
We'll talk about how
They came down here and had
you can
babies, the
have
whole family and everything.
Right.
telltale signs and symptoms of some energy transfers, meaning like let's say somebody slammed the door. Mm-hmm. Somebody starts sucking their teeth.
Negative
somebody
energy, bad energy versus
just
good.
telltale signs of an energy about to be transferred. Okay. So,
red flags.
Just telltale signs, symptoms. Man about to do something crazy. It could be some. Well, you can name something positive. What's the telltale sign of somebody about to do something positive with energy transfer? Maybe bring you some flowers, opening the door for someone, pulling up the chair behind someone, just greeting someone, saying, "Hey, how you doing? Good morning." Mm-hmm. Things like that. Smiling on the face. So those are the positive ones. Like I said, negative, sucking teeth, man, poking your lips out, them big ass lips somebody about to trip up over because you're upset. What else we got? Like, oh man, somebody blinking rapidly. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, hey, watch all that. You know, I be watching my surroundings now. It's about to be 2025, and I need to know if somebody finna go crazy on me.
So, do we take those signs as negative? Like all that stuff you say to me is negative.
Here's the thing. It could be, but here's the thing. Energy to me, you can break it as positive. You can break it as negative. You can break it as sometimes neutral. Or as P was saying, if your shield is built up to the point where you're not even really going to be focused on it, so it'll just miss you to a degree. Like they be like, miss me with all that. So you're not really even trying to take the time to focus to make it to let it affect you in particular. But it's still there. You see what I'm saying?
Sometimes it hits you in the face and greets you like, "Hey, I'm here. What you gonna do?"
And so
again, I still smile and keep it moving.
If it's on your ass and you want to get it off of you, sometimes you can open a window, get some fresh air. You can play some music. Some people might smoke some herb or whatever. You know what I'm saying? To chill out. Like P was saying, get into your spiritual side, meditate. You might want to do some yoga. I like to exercise, listen to slow songs, or write.
I like to do all those things and include some cleansing with some water.
Okay.
Give me a you know, it's just something about water that just brings a different effect too. So, you know, you don't necessarily have to go to a spa to get the sauna effect. You can turn your shower on and sit in there, light some candles and meditate too. Can stem your mind too. And two, to gravitate some of that toxin off of you. Because the steam heat is gonna do that. It's gonna open your pores and you're gonna sweat majority of today, and whatever else that you've been holding in, the toxin inside of you is gonna come out through your pores. And when you go to the spa, they do the same thing with the charcoal, the black rocks. I take vitamins. Like I take me a spoonful of black seed oil. I take me a pinch of charcoal. I'll take me a pinch of cayenne pepper and some sulfur.
Okay.
Old school remedy.
And what that cleanses your?
It cleanses and keep the spirits away.
Okay. Okay.
So,
yeah.
Okay.
So it seems like Miss P is putting us onto some methods and some formulas to do some physical things for yourself that can actually change some of the energy.
Though, and it's like they call it holistic.
Holistic
remedies too, as well with some natural, but again, natural remedies, they call them holistic remedies. So
yeah, I come across that a lot. I would say in the pharmaceutical field, but that is one of the things that I would say. As far as if you're dealing with energy, it makes more sense to me. It's better than just popping a pill. Like you said, you've actually mentioned some things that you would have to do on a consistent basis to a degree that can change the vibe that you put around yourself.
Right. Or that you're putting out. Or the vibe that's coming towards you.
Okay. So you can block it.
That, and they say too, it's not how you act. It's not how you act. It's what you're gonna do when a person, how you will handle that situation. Yeah.
It's not how you act, but how you receive it, right?
Right.
Not how you give the energy, but how you receive the energy.
That too. Like like I say, people come to you with a negative energy. You have the will and the power to either accept that, receive that negative energy, and you can, what they say, don't let a person
bring you down, pretty much, or something like that.
Yeah, bring you to their character.
So,
lower you to their level.
That person. Yeah. That like, yeah, no, like he.
So with that, I would like to touch on a little bit.
They say sometimes it's not what you say, but how you say it.
Definitely, that's another thing. The tone,
deliverance.
But I would like to bring up how sometimes other people's traits can inadvertently affect you, and their traits, like the way that they inadvertently affect you, can transfer that energy. Meaning, like if someone's like, let's just say, you can't trust them if they're not necessarily dependable, but you have to set something up where you actually do have to, and they don't show, or they show, let's say they're lazy, and they incomplete something, and that's a particular trait of theirs. Well, that's going to transfer towards you
because you're going to have to complete what they didn't.
Particularly, yeah.
Right.
And so a lot of times that's where, and I've said this in previous episodes, I like to try to put myself in other people's situations or shoes, or try to think, you ain't gonna outthink them, but just like, man, they could be going through this, or they could be like this. But I also do that as well, so I can foresee what I won't let them trip me up on. Like if you know this person ain't good at this particular task, then don't let that negative or whatever they can't achieve affect you in a way where you can't achieve.
Okay, I get what you're saying. I think a lot of times we may meet a person, or like, I'm gonna give you a good example. Slick is a very sweet person, but her exterior is hard. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you meet her and she don't know you or whatever, you're gonna just think she's just mean. You know what I'm saying? Because she has a hard exterior.
I get that too.
Okay, so you get what I'm saying? Like
early on in my youth years, I got that I was a little conceited and just not.
You have to get over those walls. You know, you have to dive over and under those walls in order to get to the true persons, because she's not going to let people in just that easily. And I even tell her sometimes now, like, you so mean. Because she just it's just her persona. You know what I'm saying?
We just mean business.
Right. It's just her persona, and she means nothing by it. Like you said, like Jim and I said, you was giving her the.
And I wasn't even giving her that look. Actually,
but it's just how you look, because Slick does it sometimes. I'm like, why you looking so mean? She like, I am? I'm like, yeah, why you looking mean? She like, I am looking mean? I said, yes, you are. She said, oh, I didn't know.
Right. I don't, again, like, I've been told that a lot too, though. But when people get to know me, I'm silly. I'm so silly.
I didn't get that vibe from you when I first met you.
You know, like, I'm a people's person though, but I'm not for everybody though.
I got a question for both of y'all. It's the same question, but I kind of want to see what you guys think about it.
Okay.
And how would you guys feel, or how do you feel when, like, it's a particular person that might be a spur of the moment person, a spontaneous person all the time, and they transfer that energy onto you, like, meaning like just out of the blue want you to do this or want you to do something like that, and not necessarily guilt trip you all the time because you're not expendable when they always want to do it, but if that is that a peeve to any of you all, or is that the type of energy that you don't mind, like you don't mind just getting up when somebody
that sounds like a demanding kind of a demanding energy, like,
okay,
but they don't they probably don't know that they're doing that intentionally. That's just how
they move.
That's just their characteristic and who they are.
Now, for
I know
me,
a few people like that though.
For me, I want to give you two answers. Back in the day, I would get up and try to do it.
Okay.
But now, like I told y'all the other day, I'm over 50. I'm not doing nothing I don't want to do. Period. I don't care how you feel about it. It's just not going to happen. Okay. And I always say I'm gonna do my own thing. Like if I just don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. I mean, it had to be something real strong to get me to do it if I feel like I don't want to do it. So it's just, back in the day, I used to try to accommodate. Somebody get up, want to go and do something. Okay, let's go. Let's make it happen. But now, especially if you just come to me, and I just got off work or something, you like, we gotta let's go here. Nah.
That was a more youthful party, and so you was a little bit more docile, I guess.
Well, even then, I didn't necessarily.
But I still didn't either. Like,
I still didn't want to go, but I would go. You get what I'm saying?
Me.
Right. I didn't want to go back then.
My youth years of work.
But I would go. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
Now it's like I don't want to go. I'm not going. But then I would try to accommodate. Slick says, but what if you have a mate that everything they say is negative? B-Dot says a person that's not for everyone is wild, but you gotta get to know them. B-Dot. Okay, so Slick says,
what a person not for everyone is wild. What the fuck? You for the street? You for everybody? I don't know. That was crazy.
But what if you have a mate that everything they say is negative? How would you deal with that? Like, if you married somebody and they just or you dating somebody,
that wouldn't be my mate because they didn't just.
But
get
if they
like
come
that.
out to after, till y'all got.
Man, ain't no way that you can't be like that.
Heavy,
before.
The heavy pants.
Now I'm thinking you definitely hate me. Like, if that's the case, I brought the negativity out.
You definitely would have to be just having too much motion going on or in denial that there was something about that person that you really liked, that you was in denial and you overlooked those things.
That happens all the time. To be 100% honest with you, people when they like a person or they're in love with a person, or whatever the case may be, we're gonna talk about light. When they like a person extremely a lot, you look over a lot of things when you're in that blissful state.
I think that's that intimacy state. That's that whoop state. That's what that is, to be honest with you.
To me, I think that is infatuation, and people get it mistaken for infatuation and lust and like, and it did not turn into love. But you liked it so much, but to you it did turn into love. That you learned to love to like it.
Basically.
So they say you
lust it so much you're gonna have to love it. You force yourself
they say
to
you still be with their representatives, not them, but who they present themselves to be.
Hey, Slick, the real them down low.
You be with their mask.
Hell yeah.
They haven't
you with a template.
Yet.
I think people's experiences. I think people's experiences when it comes to relationships make them say negative things or make them feel negative about certain situations, because people say don't carry your old baggage into your new relationship, but a lot of times you carry that baggage because it's taught you something to watch out for. I mean, if you don't, you got to learn from what you've been through. And for me, I always say when you learn something, you're gonna bring that baggage because you learned something. If I know that my last mate used to go out with the girls every weekend and then come home 2 or 3 o'clock. I mean, not 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, but she was actually with some dudes. Then if you start doing that, I'm going to watch that.
That's a flag.
That's a flag for me because I'm going to watch. I learned better. If I let it happen to me 2 times, then shame on me, right?
Right.
So I'm going to learn. I'm going to know, like, what the hell going on? Like,
hey.
I'm going to ask a question. If you have a good answer for it, okay, and then I'm still going to keep my eyes open. So I don't think there's any way a person can go into a new relationship and not have, let's say, learned experiences that they take with them.
There is learning experience, and there are people that bring baggage with them.
I think there's a difference between both now.
Right.
Traumatic
but I think they could be interpreted as the same. I mean, because what you may experience in the relationship and bring as a learned experience to you may not be the same.
It may not be the same as the other person perceiving and taking it to as well. It's not.
But that energy that you have from those experiences in that relationship, it teaches you something. Like you gotta learn something.
You got to.
I'm gonna take a few seconds out to send some good energy to Lewis, Tawana, and Tamika. They on my live tuning in. I appreciate y'all.
What's going on?
Yeah. We shout out to those that tune in. That's all I'm gonna say. I see y'all.
What's going on, MGO Cam? We appreciate you tuning in.
I want to go back to open mic ATL. A people person that's not for everyone is wild.
Oh, I'm gonna tell y'all
you
this,
must be able to resonate.
check this out. I want. I need y'all to chime.
He was here.
He was here. He said he was sitting right there watching the game.
Oh, Okay.
He was sitting out there watching the game. B-Dot most definitely open mic queen shit. ATL, open mic ATL.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does he does actual open mics like
Yeah,
karaoke
have you
and
heard
stuff?
of queen shit?
No.
Well, it's all female showcase.
Oh, okay.
He does that.
Talking about the one Donna be sending out.
Are they just they're artists?
All poets.
Oh, okay.
Artists, singers, rappers, dancers, designers, fashion models.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
But all female.
Yeah, see, B-Dot sat right here in this corner, and we barely knew he was here.
But he does that on the podcast.
What you know what they say about quiet people too.
So yeah, I think he had some Jack or some Hennessy.
He was eating and he was watching the game. He really wanted to watch it.
On his phone or something.
He came.
You had the game on.
Yeah.
Damn,
the game was on.
See, that's Miss Gemini right there. I had my mind totally on something else besides
you was on
what
Miss
was going
Gemini.
on.
Hold on, I started thinking that he was on Miss Gemini, not the drink.
I mean, well, Miss Gemini trying to get a brother a job now while y'all tripping shit. While y'all tripping. And speaking of that, I was gonna say and add this to it, like we starting to see that money can't even stop an energy transfer.
Don't think so.
Hell no, because you got a lot of people. Thank you. Exactly. You're right. Because the truth be coming to the light. So it don't matter how much money, when people do certain things to transfer their negative energy onto you, it's gonna show. It's gonna bounce back off of them. Positive energy as well. It don't always have to be negative. But the only reason why I'm kind of focusing a little bit on the negative is because I want to have some resolutions or just bring it up to light.
I think the negative affects us more than
exactly.
Of course
and we
does.
don't even really see that much positive like that. I'm trying to get unity.
We don't speak on too much of the positive. We see it, but we don't speak on the positive. We do not tell people, hey, enough that you're doing good. We'll speak on the negative and be quick to bash someone and point out all the lacking that you have thereof. Like, I don't got called all kinds of ghetto broke ass, excuse my French, but yeah.
Well,
you don't even
we
know
don't
me.
do that on this show, so and
but I'm saying though, like that was just a little snippet of example of though what we were talking about going into talking about like we'll say that for another podcast.
But it's like, and when I mean by we don't do this on this show, it's like people are programmed. I mean, I don't know where it's coming from, but like you say, they'll just be triggered to just be focused to talk about someone else, and instead of maybe bringing out something positive that they're talking about that other person, it always has to be something negative. And I'm like, why is this the first thing that we look for when we want to put energy out there, when we want to transfer energy,
bash
when we
a
want to
person.
speak on something? Exactly.
You want to ridicule, bring a person down, throw all kind of dirt on the bury them
that
in
leaves.
Bury them in the ground.
People are more interested in that than the positive that someone is somewhere done.
Just like with social media now, everybody capture the bad that is going on in people's lives instead of the good. Like I'm really tired of seeing these reality shows with these folks on here with all this money, and this all they have to show a woman like me who is not at that place in life yet. Right. That this is how y'all navigate and deal with life every day.
So the question would be,
negative energy, gossiping, bickering, ridiculing each other, but then too they be like, oh, we are women, we love uplifting each other. How? Because the next time you sitting with another chick talking about this chick, y'all just left each other's face.
So I'm like, what?
A lot of this stuff is not scripted all the time. Right. Neither.
You don't think so?
No. This Atlanta.
It don't really have to be scripted because people are programmed. Exactly. They're gonna fall right into it.
That part.
So
crazy.
They'll improv ignorance because they're used to it rather than take another route. Like, as long as the news and the media is negative, meaning if it bleeds, it leads, then what do you think we're looking for when we're looking for something to entertain us? Are we looking for something, you know what I'm saying, as far as that is media? You looking for what they're gonna give you. You looking for that trauma, that traumatizing raw, that dramatic, that negativity. That's just what it is. Until we can, and the sad part about it is that's the desensitization of us is why we are so easily to accept that negative energy, that negative frequency, that negative vibration.
It became a normalcy.
But there's a positive vibration because there's always a duality. And I'm starting to see that more and more. I think we see it as we get older, to be honest with you. But I'm starting to see it more and more, and I'm starting to push that. I want to push it to the point where it gets cool. I want to push it to the point where it gets trending. Push it to the point where it becomes programmed. Push it to the point where it becomes a lifestyle.
But you're seeing that, though. Everybody is not seeing that at your age or even older. They are still stuck in that energy of, what's the saying? About old school, you stuck in your ways.
Oh, stuck in your ways, yeah.
So here's the thing.
Miss Mix-a-Lot, well, we do check the messages on YouTube. It's just after the show.
What Miss Mix-a-Lot got to say to us? What's up, Miss Mix-a-Lot?
Slick says, mess sells. Miss Mix-a-Lot, BS gonna always sell. It's only
hot ignorance.
Yeah, and Slick says, it's only one housewife married. On the housewife, I guess when you talk about
housewife. See, exactly.
Right.
That is actually really married, and is there some spill going on in that marriage as well? Like, that's crazy because I touched on that. Like, and I don't want to. That's another podcast. We'll go into brush up on that. But
save for all the other podcasts.
Like, but that's
They're throwing divorce parties. That's all I gotta say. I ain't never seen that before, but now I mean, like, if there's something to party about, man,
everybody.
Like, whatever.
I don't think most people get married to get divorced. I think things just happen. People go apart. I was married for 25 years before we got divorced, but we were young when we got married, and I think we did grow apart.
Of course, you know,
25 years is admirable.
Divorce, but I think too that we really don't have. When you're young and going into these things, you your youthful self, like you taking the world by the harness. The world better be scared of you, not the other way around.
Right.
Like, but now at these ages, you come to like, oh my God, we scared of the world.
The world has put so many obstacles and so many responsibilities in front of us, and they underpaying and devaluing us that it's already.
The world has, but you don't have to adjust yourself to or either live by what the world. Right.
I just be like, make more money. Make more money.
Look forward to.
Make more money is what I wake up every goddamn day and be thinking.
So
Shooter, you got to get this money.
What happens when our president? That's fine, but what happens though? Because I do.
I'm finna say, boy,
when that money becomes not a value no more. What
then,
you gonna do?
Okay, so here's the thing. Whatever I got up to do to make that.
But I mean, you didn't hear what I said.
When it's not value.
Question. So I mean. All currency, subsidy of money, period. I don't care if it's from another foreign country. When they obsolete money and have no value to the coins whatsoever at all, what are you going to do? Since money is your ulterior goal and that's your drive and focus. And
I'm glad she's asking these questions.
And they have depleted you of that. What is going to be your drive then?
Well, you have to understand how I get the money first. Because you'll never deplete my energy. You'll never deplete my mind. You'll never deplete my grind. You see what I'm saying? The only thing you can do is take shit off the market, take products off the market, take whatever. And then guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to survive off of nature, which is what we were born here to do anyway. So make money worthless. I don't give a fuck, to be honest with you, because I was born with no money.
So what you going to substitute your value for that money?
What you mean values? Values don't get substituted.
I mean, money is a value. It's a necessity that we need to live off of.
My values come with my morals.
And that was your drive.
My values come with my morals. My values come with respect. Like, money don't make me, I make it. So when it's not there to be made, I can do other things with my hands, other things with my mind. I build. Literally. You see what I'm saying?
But you ain't say that though.
I don't have to. I'm not gonna give you all my weapons.
You wanna make
No. I want you to underestimate
your
me.
And your
So look. When you say the money ain't worth nothing, then I'm gonna say what you got in. I'm gonna say what you got in your cabinet, what you got in your refrigerator. I'll come fix something. You feed me real quick. When money ain't worth nothing, because I gotta eat. But shit, if you ain't got shit, then you ain't gonna get my. You ain't gonna get. I'm not gonna do nothing for you.
Down to
See, you need to be worried about what you got.
Everything, pretty much on your own.
We talked about that in Off the Grid.
Yeah, we talked about Off the Grid.
We gonna talk about human trafficking. No, it's playing.
Oh no, you don't want to do that. Oh, come on, you about to get us shut down within the last goddamn 5 minutes.
I was just playing my bad.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
Hey man, I'm trying to tell you.
I was just playing.
This is Sharpshooter, aka Dosed Up. This is P's second time on this motherfucker, y'all. I'm letting y'all know.
Like that, y'all.
It's like, hey,
No,
on the way home, I'm finna holler at her about that, y'all.
On the way home, he
Dosed
might
don't
put
know
me
nothing
out.
about this shit right
On the way
you.
home, he
Nothing about
put
them
me
two
out.
phrases and the words right there. And I've been drinking and I know not.
Right.
No, he is not. He was drinking apple juice. But that was a joke, for real, you guys. I like to joke a lot. Very silly. No, for real, I really am. And that's another topic for podcasting. We'll discuss that in another.
But you got a whole bunch of we'll discuss this, we'll discuss that, we'll discuss this. Hey, you ain't wrote nothing down, so you ain't gonna remember none of this shit you talking about.
I'm like Lil Wayne.
I ain't wrote not near note down, so I don't know what these next episodes
I'm like
gonna be
Lil
about, y'all. I'm
Wayne.
telling you. Yeah.
And I didn't have to write anything down. That's why we got the video. I can go back and look at.
You can go back and look at the video.
We can do that though, but you know,
proactive.
I think the reason why we say that is because, unfortunately for us, when we do these podcasts and these sites that we have. No, I know, I get you.
I promise y'all, I just want y'all to know.
That's all we want you to do.
That was a joke, though.
We want you to have fun.
Like,
I know it's a joke.
Really
he knows it's a joke.
Like,
the people who tune in know it's a joke, but you know who don't really know it's a joke? The algorithm.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, that's why I had to.
We've been talking about something on here before, and it was even remotely bad, and they cut us off. So it don't really matter. It's just
no, it does matter though, because again, I don't want to, get to that.
Yeah, hey man, I don't want to be like flagging those stuff. I be like, hold up, y'all.
But to be honest with you, we really don't know. We try to guess what it might be, but to be honest with you, it changes daily. What they consider bad.
That it does, because I mean we interact,
and it depends on how many followers you have
too.
Right.
Because some of my comments I put up there, and it don't even be harsh, but they be like, oh, the notification now saying to you like, hey, you need to reword this another way, and it might just be one typo, a letter that you need to change, and then hit send, and it's cool. I get that. I
That's that energy. That's the energy.
But these folks be tender eared as a motherfucker. Like you say something.
Guys, I did not mean that.
See, it's amazing how those things gone like 30-something episodes without. Man, look here.
Don't do
boy,
that.
Boy, hey, I'm trying
Don't
to tell you, boy, get some more of this right here, boy. We might be shut down by 30 minutes in the next episode. But nah, I'm just tripping. Like I say, I respect my viewers. I respect the platform that we on. So that's how I'm running it. As a matter of fact, I'm looking now, and I've actually had the pleasure. PS had the pleasure. Lab has had the pleasure of talking to you guys, and it's almost that time. So we have given you guys some positive energy tonight. Hopefully, we're gonna shut it down temporarily, but we're gonna be back up and running whenever Lab tell me.
December 16th.
December 16th. God.
Oh.
Hey man,
first day back, December 16th.
I might give y'all a dosed up or two somewhere on my own. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that sounds pretty good. I can take me a little hiatus. 2 weeks from y'all.
That's only 2 weeks.
Only 2 weeks.
It sounds like a long time, but it's only 2
I
weeks.
shut it down for 2 weeks. Then me, P, and Lal coming right back at y'all. So I appreciate everybody that's tuned in tonight. We'll be back 16th, dosed up. Let's handle that. Happy holidays too.
And again, it was a joke, y'all.
Yeah. Grams leaders CC's, pounds. Close caps, close call, close encounter, close up, pounds of, liters of, grams, get your dose up, cut this up, host up, and get dosed up. This for them voted like the movement, make the most of. Monday night at 8, I can't wait to set you straight. These opinions and debates, for them folk they can't relate. I got to elevate your mind through these signs of the time. Dishing out that medication for that deaf, dumb and blind. And I ain't hard to find, you can catch me in them trenches. I do the groundwork and I ain't waiting on no sense. I be touching on them topics